Spirit360 Fellowship. I'm T.S. Hall, Stoic Medium, and it is our intention to have a practicing service. We are a non-religious, independent spiritualist church, and what that means is we don't subscribe to any denomination. We find what works to help us open the spiritual eyes of our soul so we can perceive those things spiritual, and by so doing, find spiritual solutions to life's problems. Our agenda today is quite simple. We're going to meditate. After meditation, we will do a guided spiritual energy healing visualization. And after we're all grounded here now in this moment and present, I'll give you a brief overview of our spiritual lesson this week, which is an empath meditation for protection and healing. It's where you can find a safe space within your awareness. Then we'll do an absence healing where we can, while we're alive, send healing to friends and loved ones. And the last thing we'll do is I'll wrap up and I'll offer each of you a message. And I have to share with you, I'm very excited. It looks like we've got about 8 or 9 people on the live service today. I can't really take time to count, but welcome. I appreciate you being here. Stillness meditation is the foundation of our spiritual practice. We use the stillness meditation practice because it's the best way, the quickest way to find your way within your awareness to get to that threshold between your body and your spirit, between your brain and your mind. It's a 2-part practice. We'll do 5 minutes of focused concentration, followed by 5 minutes of silence or no thinking. And if you've ever been to physical therapy before, sometimes what they'll do is they'll have you push against a force, and then when you relax it, it increases your flexibility. So in stillness meditation, what we do is we have a focused concentration to have our mind doing what we want it to do. Then when we let it go, it allows us to drift down to silence. So we use the Insight Timer. Insight Timer is set up with 2 bells. On the first bell, you hold your spot in your mind's eye. If you're like me and you've never seen the spot before, pretend, imagine, or just know it's there. And at the second bell, you will let go of that image and allow your mind to drift into silence. Once you're drifted into silence, then we'll stay there and you'll hear the clap, bamboo clap. After that, stay in a quiet, receptive space, and we will do a guided healing visualization. So if you know Reverend Bradley's request, please say it along with me. And if not, allow the words, just listen to the words and allow them to inspire and set the intention for your meditation. So this is a full 10-minute practice, and I will be back with you after that, and we will do our guided healing and visualization. Open, O blessed Spirit.
Blessed Spirit.
Spiritualize in my soul, that I may be released from the darkness of by the delusions of the outward senses, that I may perceive and understand those things spiritual. Release your image and drift into silence. complete your meditation. As you complete your meditation, allow yourself to remain in a place of quiet receptivity, a place of thinking tranquility, a place I like to call the eye of the storm. And in this eye of the storm, the chaos of life and the world is at arm's length. But more importantly, the tempest of your mind is quiet and calm. Your thinking and emotions are absolutely not affecting you here now at this moment. And as you take a deep breath and maybe adjust your position a little bit to make sure the physical body is comfortable, start to visualize, start to imagine, start to know there is a white cloud of healing luminescence above your head. And this healing luminescence, this white cloud, is brilliant in its whiteness, in its purity. If you were to open your eyes and look at it directly, you may notice that it brings a tear to your eye because it's so bright, it's so white, it's so luminescent. The source of this energy is from the universe around us. It's the psychic energy. Our mind creates it as a white energy frequency and allows that white healing energy frequency to restore harmony, to recharge and revitalize our spirit body. And by so doing, reminds our physical body of what harmony is, of what its genetic perfection is. So you've got this brilliant white healing luminescence above your head. It's floating there as though it's a cloud, emitting a white healing energy. Feel how perfect it is. Know that it's good. Allow yourself to set an intention for your health and well-being. And with that intention of wellness, allow this healing luminescence to drift towards the soles of your feet. So it's going to drift from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. As it does, it's going to revitalize your spirit body. It's going to remove any disharmony from your spiritual body, the essence of you, the part that continues after the physical body no longer does. And as you cleanse your spirit body, remove disharmony from it, it then reminds the physical body of what harmony is, of what its genetic perfection is, as it drifts down towards your eyes, through your sinuses, through the roof of your mouth, and into the large muscles of your jaw, creating a genetic perfection of your etheric mold as it goes into the top of your throat and neck, aligning your spine in perfect alignment as it drifts into your shoulders. The large muscles in your shoulders and your upper back begin to realign, become supple and flexible as it flows into your upper arms and upper chest and the mid part of your back, removing any and all disharmony from the malleable etheric body, the malleable spirit body that is the essence of you. And as your spirit body gets re-energized, revitalized, your physical body finds its vigor as it drifts into the upper part of your arms, through your heart and lungs, down towards your diaphragm and your elbows, the mid part of your back. Feel your body re-energize. Any fogginess disappears. Any disharmony is no longer allowed in your spirit body. Directed by the healing energies of this universe, a white healing luminescence created by your mind and used for your highest and best good as it drifts into your upper abdomen, past your elbows, into your forearms, into that lower mid part of your back. Feel your body re-energize, re-strengthen as it flows into your lower abdomen, out your hands, and into your hip and pelvis area. Notice how supple your body feels, how alive, how re-energized, revitalized your energy is as it moves into your upper legs. This healing white brilliance, this healing white luminescence, removing any and all disharmony from your spirit body, thus reminding your physical body of what harmony is as it moves into your knees, into your lower legs, towards your ankles, and the soles of your feet. Very good. Your entire body, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, is immersed in this healing luminescence, this healing brilliance, this cloud of healing, loving, harmonious energy. Allow your mind to scan your body and notice if there's any area of your body that still needs a little touch-up, a little TLC, a little extra care. And allow your mind to direct this healing luminescence to that area. And as it does, feel that disharmony leave your spirit body and start reminding your physical body of what perfection is, of what your genetic code originally stated for it. Very good. Know that it's good. Know that you are well. As you take a next breath in, make it a gentle, loving, nurturing breath. We're going to solidify this healing by saying a few positive affirmations. I am well. I am greatly loved. I am healthy. I bring about right meditation. I engage in right thought. I take right actions for my highest and best good. My actions cause good karma. I am greatly loved. And together we say, and so it is. And in your own time, allow yourself to open your eyes, to get present here now in this moment, to start being completely present. And as we get reconnected and grounded in the here and now, I want to share with you just a brief summary of our spiritual lesson this week on YouTube. And it is the best empath meditation for protection and healing. And as I've been calling it for a while now, this place called the Eye of the Storm, this place of opening the spiritual eyes of your soul so you can start to perceive those things spiritual, is a magnificent location. And in that location, there is no time, there's only right now. And if you stay present right now, here in this moment, allowing yourself to have thought and action perfectly aligned, that's where the magic place is. That's where healing occurs. That's where we connect with our own intuitive knowing and our spirit guides and teachers. So it's the foundation of learning the language of spirit. So you can find that on our YouTube channel. And it's called Empath Meditation for Protection and Healing. You can watch it, leave a comment there, subscribe to the channel, join our online YouTube community. So with all of that, a couple of announcements. A week from Wednesday, the day after the election in the US, we're having our next online spiritualist mediumship circle. We're going to offer the service. It's going to be like at 10:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, and then 7:30 in the evening Pacific time. I'm going to position it where we basically offer Europe and South Africa a 7:30 p.m. Time, and then East Coast at 7:30, and then West Coast at 7:30. We do request a $10 donation, but it is indeed a donation. If it doesn't work for you to make the contribution, you're still welcome to join the event, and we request $10. So that's what's coming up. The classes at Old Soul University are in the process of being rewritten. And what that means is I'm finally starting to figure out how to do these things online and not in person, and what it requires and takes to put together a video that doesn't suck. And the reason I know it doesn't suck is more and more people are watching it for longer and longer. One of the objective realities that I'm so fond of is if you don't do anything that works, the universe lets you know. And on YouTube, they let you know quickly because they'll watch you for 10 seconds and leave. Now, the beautiful thing about what we're doing is we're attracting old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive people who are wanting to learn to do mediumship, learn the language of spirit on their own. And that's a very small group. In the whole world of mediums and psychic abilities, there are a lot of cheerleaders, a lot of people that are rah, 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 do this, positive thinking, yay, yay, yay. And there are very few people that get grounded in the moment to show you how to truly, accurately, and verifiably develop your psychic abilities. And that's what we're all about here. So I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for tolerating my blabbering all the time. And I want to open the floor now. So if you have a question for me about me, if you have a question about you and your spiritual growth and development, or what we're doing at Spirit360 Fellowship, unmute yourself. And then when I see you unmute yourself, I will call on you, and then you can ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer it. Going once. Going twice. Okay, Juliana, I see you unmuted yourself. I'm not hearing you. Larry, I see you unmuted yourself.
Yes. Actually, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. So how can I help you, sir?
Well, I've been wondering about everything surrounding this time with the election and the division that's going on in the country right now. Is it a proper thing for us to try to, more psychically influence things towards peace? Especially, I mean, so many people are feeling it and they're talking to me about it. Is it a right thing for us to try to help bring about peace by our presence and bringing through spirit, so to speak, to help ease people's troubled minds? Because I know people are very troubled right now.
Yeah. So it's very palpable.
Yes.
As the old regimes are beginning to, as our old systems that have worked are no longer working. Change is the only constant in the universe, and we hate change. We will do anything to avoid change. And our world seems to be kicking and screaming to avoid change. Now, as a person who's sensitive, as a spiritual person, what can we do about it? And the only way in history that people have found to influence others is to kill them. And while I think there are a very few exceptions that I would agree that if we sent them on to the next world and hopefully reincarnate better, that's not really a practical solution, because there's an unintended consequence to killing someone. You piss off the people they leave behind. And that's one of the problems we have with war, is you solve an immediate problem, but you create generations of future problems. And that's what's happened in the Middle East. So as a spiritual person, in my experience, now this is my opinion, my experience, and with that, you can include $5 and go to Starbucks and get almost anything you want. So that's what my opinion's worth.
Excuse me.
The best thing we can do is to be the best us we can be. Live our life as an example of our values and our beliefs. By so doing, we will attract others around us of similar values and similar beliefs. An example, what we're doing here, and all of you sitting here having a conversation with me on a Sunday morning. And just so you know, it's been raining here, and they say it never rains in California. Well, it is this morning. So if you hear a rustling noise behind me, that's what it is. So allowing yourself to be the best you can be, and reaching out to whomever is in your sphere letting them know you love them, that you care for them, that you're there for them, and to whatever degree you have resources to do so, is the best thing we can do. If you look back through history, turmoil and pandemics and war and civil unrest is just the way animals deal with stuff. And as old souls, people who sense there's more to life than meets the eye, what happens is we resist the temptation to allow our instinct for survival to run the show, and we allow our intuitive knowing, our intuitive instincts to inform who we are. And the best way you can do is be an example. And, I think Mother Teresa said it best, is basically you go and you help the person in front of you the best way you can. And we say a thing in healing all the time: I bless and leave everyone else. Because I don't know if you realized it, but very few people ever change their mind. And it's becoming more and more evident that people don't have no interest in understanding what other people think or believe. We were able to find communities that we believe exactly what we believe and congregate online and perpetuate our beliefs. And all I will say about that is Flat Earth Society. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It defies everything that makes logical sense to me. And there's a whole bunch of people who fly around the world and connect with each other that think the earth is flat, and they sell stuff and all that stuff. So be the best you can be. And in my opinion, the way to do that's doing your meditation, become verifiably accurate in your communication skills, and then allow yourself to connect with those you attract and help them in any way that's within your ability to do so. Did that help?
Yes, thank you. I've been fighting with this thought that is there something I can do, or I don't like bringing religion into it, but Jesus basically said, put your light on a candlestick, and others will see that, and I think that's the best thing we can do.
Yeah, and that's why I put if you look at our logo, it's got a lighthouse on Spirit360. It really is just be the best you, and you'll attract who you attract. And as you attract those people, your life will be better. And if they're not interested in that, they'll leave quickly, unless you marry them. Right. Thanks, Larry. I'm glad you found us. All right. Juliana, you were trying to ask a question before. You want to unmute yourself and see if we can hear you now?
Yes, I'm sorry. It just stopped in the middle of my sentence.
I understand.
But what I'm going through is that I'm having a lot of grieving issues. I lost a very dear friend of mine, and so I'm just need some encouragement and some healing right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you joined us. I'm very sorry to hear about your loss. We lost a dear friend of our community earlier in the year, and the only solace I find is I have a profound experience and belief that the physical body is gone, but the spirit body and the essence of the person continues. It's kind of the whole basis of what I do here. And the best way I've found is to cope with this type of loss is to create a page in your journal and really have a remembrance of the person.
Oh.
And allow yourself just to really capture the essence of who that person was to you, and feel the gratitude and the love and the appreciation you have for that vibration being in your life and your vibration. And let the tears go and make sure there's Kleenex next to you. And just really allow yourself to feel the grief and the sadness and the loss of the physical being, And then in that space you create by getting out the stuff out of your head and onto paper, and you really, some people scrapbook it. I'm not a big scrapbooker, but maybe you have pictures or keepsakes, and you put all that together. And this is what I went through with my mom and my friend who just passed. And, then you kind of open this space to create newly a relationship with them while they're on the other side. And the best time I found to do that is in the morning when you're waking up, kind of in that place between awake and sleep. And you can kind of hover there and you put out your hand and you think about them and ask them to let themselves be known to you. And just be open to seeing what happens. And then if you want support and stuff like that, you can arrange to have a conversation with me, and I'll support you any way I can.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Again, sorry for your loss. And Catherine sent a chat note saying basically it's fascinating how the flat earthers have been lied to and have had these alternate facts that support their beliefs. So yeah, it's the whole area of delusion is at the center of what we do in life, and specifically in our spiritual growth and development. I see so many people who, I see so many people whom I wish were really as intuitive and psychic as they thought they were. I had a person the other day comment and saying that just by looking at a picture of someone, they can tell whether or not they're a good person. And I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way from a psychic intuitive perspective. From a physical senses perspective, yes. But I'm a 6'3" big bald guy who looks more like a friggin' motorcycle rider and motorcycle gang member than a spiritualist minister. Many people, when they meet me, especially in person, because some people feel I'm a threatening my persona is threatening because I have a strong opinion and I'm not afraid to share it. And I'm a big guy, and I'm a middle-aged white guy who middle-aged white guys are kind of out of fashion these days. But if you look at me spiritually, you see I'm a big teddy bear. I'm like one of those bunnies you get on Easter that's all crusty on the outside, but it gets marshmallow fluffy center on the inside. And many times we have this delusion of the outward senses, and spiritual training and development allows us in a pragmatic way to notice how difficult it is to stay present in the moment to see how things are done spiritually. And anyway, that's my opinion on that. And again, $5, my opinion, almost anything you want at Starbucks. All right, anyone else have something they'd like to share? We lost a couple of people, so I guess we weren't their cup of tea. But anyone else have something they'd like to share or ask? Going once, going twice. All right, so now is our absence healing portion of the service. This is an opportunity for us to send healing energy to those people, friends and loved ones in our lives. You'll have opportunity to send healing to 3 people. Your job is to hold an image in your mind's eye of the person you would like to send the healing to. You want to see it as though you're looking at a photograph or a picture of them on the best day of their life. My job is to project and provide the healing energy. This is what differentiates absence healing from a healing prayer. Is you provide the energy, the vibration you want to send it to. I provide the healing energy, and then the third part is I'm going to invite our spirit guides and teachers in an opening prayer to take the energy I project and send it to the people you visualize for their highest and best good. We'll use our insight timer, so you'll hear 3 bells. So every time you hear a bell, change the person to whom you would like to send the healing to. And at the end, we'll wrap things up. So take a deep breath. I invite our spirit guides and teachers to step very close to us right now and take these healing energies of the universe and send them to those so imaged for their highest and best good, that they may experience health, harmony, complete peace of mind, and well-being. Begin. Spirit, we thank you for your assistance in directing these healing energies for the highest and best good of those imaged. Amen. So get comfy. This is an opportunity for you to receive a message from our spirit guides and teachers. And a few things about the spirit messages. First is we offer messages here for your highest and best good. So we invite our spirit guides and teachers to share with you what they feel is the most important thing for you to hear today to assist you along your path this lifetime. I will offer each of you a message. When I come to you, please shake your head yes. If you've got the video off, just unmute yourself and say yes. If you do not say yes, I will not presume to have your permission, even though you're here. And still on the thing, I need an affirmative affirmation that you do want it. The messages you receive sometimes will include future information. And if you receive something about the future, it's given to you so you can take actions to step around it or to take actions to bring it about. The future is not cast in stone. It's a possibility or a probability. The future casts a shadow before it, and our spirit guides and teachers are very good at being able to see that shadow and help us see that it's coming. Remember, forewarned is forearmed. And the last thing is this is a public environment. And what that means is other people can hear the message with you. And so if you hear a message I'm giving to someone else and it rings true, if it feels right, take it for yourself. Many times our spirit guides and teachers will communicate a message in a way that it can assist more than one person. So they're not copyrighted, they're not, custom designed for one person. And many of us in life are going through similar issues and need to hear and can benefit from similar information. So with all of that, I'm going to go left to right on my screen. So whoever I see next to the left is going to get it. So Larry, you're first on the hit parade. Would you like a message, sir? So my teacher, Nathan, steps very close to me. And one of the things I forgot to mention is what happens most of the time is I'll work with one of my teachers. I will always identify with whom I'm working. And I will share with you if I diverge and I go into something from me. So my teachers will talk to your teachers and then communicate with me what to say. So Nathan steps very close to me. And he's wanting to specifically say to you about that concept you had about really lighting your candle and letting it shine. And he is reminding you of, how do you want me to say that? He's reminding you that your actions are much more powerful than your words. And regardless what happens in life, people will hear what you say. They won't listen, but they'll hear it. But then they match what you say with your actions. And you've done a very good job over the course of your life of doing your very best to match your actions with your philosophy and your beliefs and your understanding. And it's time for you now, because anytime you're going to shine a light, you're going to attract moths and mosquitoes and all kinds of stuff. But in this case, people. And as you attract these people, allow yourself to have people think out loud. And many times people are looking to you and wanting basically to have a validation that what they are doing is right. They're seeking the answers, they're seeking the guidance, they're seeking the leadership, if you will. And the interesting thing about especially two different relationships I'm seeing in your life is while they are wanting for you to approve what they're saying, they're also listening for how you articulate any dissension. And I'm being told that is enough. So be yourself, allow yourself to give constructive criticism, and continue allowing yourself to be demonstrate what you believe through your actions. And I will bless you and leave you with that. So I think I saw Sylvia here at first this morning. So Sylvia, would you like a message? All right, so my joy guide, Christopher, is offering you this message. And you are around some young people. And by young people, I mean 6, 7, 8, 9, back when they're fun before well, I don't know about these days. I think they're all a little bit smart asses. But you're around some young people and they're playing with Legos. And this is one of those like 4 gazillion piece Lego sets that you can make damn near anything in the world you want. And they all have these exquisite instructions that they're following to the letter to make this Lego thing they're trying to make. And there's like 3 kids there, and each one of them has their own little box of Legos they appropriated, and they have their own little set of instructions. And as you watch this, in your mind, you're going back to a time in your life where you were using matchsticks to do something very similar, except you had the glue and you had all the stuff you had to do with matchsticks. And you were creating things from your head, because matchsticks didn't come with any instructions on how to build anything. But you got these little X-Acto knives, and you're making these really exquisite pieces of matchstick sculpture. And in your mind, there is a slight judgment that these kids today aren't using their imagination. And there's something that's going on, or someone around you, that there is a subtle disapproval. And it's so subtle, it's not like overt, it's very, very covert. And Christopher is reminding you that even though it seems to be drastically different, matchsticks to Legos, he goes, the human imagination is the human imagination, and it goes where it's going to go. And the only difference is today they have a lot larger variety of toys. And he's saying, even though the toys that are today cost a lot of money, they can still be played with to instill this sense of imagination. So I'm going to bless you and leave with that, but I'm also going to, if you have a question about that, please ask it, because there's some essence I'm not able to communicate properly right now. So do you have any question or about that, or?
I'll have to sit with it, because I haven't worked with children of that age except storytelling. So I don't know. I have to sit with it.
Well, and don't necessarily think it has to do with kids. It could also do with adults. And the analogy is just being brought to you by a kid about kids. So,
Okay.
So that's probably what was missing for you. So every time I go back to my family lives in the suburbs of Memphis. So they live in northern Mississippi. And every time I go there, I see how they live their lives compared to how I live out in California. And I've got a very subtle, actually mine's more overt disapproval of certain things they do. So it's not necessarily kids, but it's people around you who are doing things a way which is creating this little bit of dissonance, a little bit of covert disapproval, based on technology and tools of today versus kind of the good old days, quote unquote. Hope that helps.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Melanie, may I serve you with a message? All right, so this message is coming from Clarissa, and I think you all have met Clarissa before, but she's an antebellum, pre-Civil War person, and she's very much about matters of the heart, and she's reminding you that courtship is a game, and courtship is something that is meant to be go slow and steady to allow a true connection beyond a physical connection. And she said, period. She's done. So I will bless you and leave you with that in the realm of courtship, and I will bless you. All right. So there was a look over there. Do you want to ask a question?
I mean, that was pretty short and sweet. Straight to the point.
Yeah, she doesn't mince words. I love her. All right, cool. I'll bless you and leave you with that. Hazel, would you like a message? All right, so this is coming from Nathan, and Nathan is kind of my companion guide, but also works with me in areas of healing. And he shows me you're sitting on a wooden deck, and you're in a very comfy chair, and you've got a cup of something that's warm. I can't tell exactly what it is, but in front of you is, in the distance, some mountains. Very close to you, in the foreground of this image, is a peacock with its feathers just full display. And then between the mountains in the distance and the peacock in the foreground is a rainbow. And the rainbow takes exactly the same, so it's like you've got the arc of the peacock, then you got the arc of the rainbow, and both of those perfectly accentuate the mountains in the future. And the message that goes along with this, I mean, besides just the strikiness, it's a very, very vibrant, strong rainbow. The message that goes along with this is not to lose sight that you really want to get to the mountains as you enjoy the beauty between where you are right now and where you want to get to. So there's apparently one or two other things you want to get accomplished in the foreseeable future. And this is spirit time, so I don't know if that means this week or this decade. But you've got this wonderful peacock that's just like right in your space, that it's just so easy to lose yourself in. Then you got this wonderful rainbow that's beyond it, but you're really wanting to get to the mountains. So allow yourself to enjoy the beauty along the way. Deal with what you have to deal with along the way, but remember, you really want to get to these mountains for some reason. So you've got something in your awareness that you really want to start moving towards, regardless of any distractions that may be between where you are now and getting there. Are you thinking about writing a book?
Well, I've published one book, and I have completed the first draft of a second book, and I don't know beyond that right now.
So it could be in that realm. Either I'm not getting whether it's a book beyond the one you've got the first draft of, or if it's the one that you're trying to get wrapped up. But anyway, you've got all these wonderful things between you and that destination, that goal, and just a reminder to stay focused on the goal and enjoy the beauty along the way. And I'll bless you and leave you with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Robin, would you like a message? Is that a puppy in front of you? Oh, it's a kitty cat. I just got this set of ears on a dark blob. So what's our friend's name? So unmute yourself for a second and introduce your friend.
This is Monroe.
Hi, Monroe. Thanks for joining us. Cool. That's so nice. Monroe looks very much like we used to have a little fur baby called Sadie, and Monroe is a similar design. Would you like a message?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this message comes from Tao Chuan Ling. And everyone is kind of in very direct mode today. So he's saying lines in the sand don't matter if you don't honor them. And it seems like there are several situations in your life. And okay, he doesn't want me to use situation and he doesn't want me to use people. He says there are several circumstances in your life which may involve yourself or other people or other situations where in your mind, you've drawn these lines in the sand, but then you still you're not honoring that boundary. And he reminds you that if you are going to take the energy and effort to draw the line in the sand, it only hurts yourself if you don't honor that line. He says the other way to do it is not to draw the line in the sand, but work on making things function another way. So it's really having you sit back and review your processes and what you want to get done and what you want to accomplish and how you're getting that done. And instead of doing these ultimatums, really finding a way to have a more harmonious solution to the situations. He goes, or if the ultimatum is the way to go, then you have to honor the ultimatum. Otherwise, it bothers you. Because if you don't honor an ultimatum, usually the other side of the circumstances don't matter. It affects you because you're the one who drew the line and allowed it not to be honored or enforced. Okay, so I've given everyone else an opportunity to ask a question. Do you want to ask a question about that?
I totally understand that one. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And Albert, you're next. Would you like a message, sir? Okay, this was a fun one. When I was a kid, I had a gyroscope in a wire, and you pulled the string and you watched what gyroscopes do. And it was great fun. And the reminder for you, this is coming from Tao Chuan Ling, and the reminder is this: you can enjoy the fun of the gyroscope without having to figure out all the physics on what makes it work. So I've got you in a situation where you are trying desperately to figure out the physics of how something's going to work, the way it's going to work. But you trying to figure everything out is stopping you from enjoying the fun of the gyroscope. And it's a reminder that many times our experience in life is the experience, not the explanation. And for anybody that pulls the string on the gyroscope hard enough and puts it on the floor, they'll get the same result, regardless of knowing the physics behind it. So allow yourself to just enjoy the moment and experience the benefit of the gyroscope, the process you're going through, whether it's diet, whether it's exercise, whether it's a medication, whether it's meditation, allow yourself to experience the moment without worrying so much about the explanation of why or how it's going to work. Just enjoy the gyroscope. And I will bless you and leave you with that. And Hanya, would you like a message? I apologize I didn't get back to you earlier this week. It started out bad. I've been chasing it all week. I did send you your healings, but anyway, and thank you for your healing you sent me. So I apologize. I woke up yesterday and said, how the heck is it Friday already? Anyway, so would you like a message, my dear? All right, so this is coming from Tao Chuan Ling as well. And do you remember, God, probably, I have no concept on time for this. They had these coloring books that were mandala coloring books. And Tao Chuan Ling is showing me a stack of a dozen or so of those mandala coloring books. And you've been very dutiful going through coloring them and making them pretty and all that. And Tao Chuan Ling is wanting you to not worry so much about someone else's, coloring in someone else's mandala. He wants you to start to create your own. And the reason this is coming up right now is you've been dutifully going through the motions of things for a while. And it's time now for you to become the author, become the creator, become the artist, if you will, to express several things that you've been wanting to share in Hanya's way, not someone else's way. So I recommend, and he's showing me, rather than opening a mandala coloring book, opening your journal to a blank page and seeing what there is for you to create, articulate, and doodle and draw. And then allow yourself to articulate and share that with others. Because you've got a way of seeing things which is uniquely yours, but you get caught up in the moment of trying to make it sound right rather than just allowing yourself to be an inspiration and being someone who is allowing yourself to have your love, caring, and compassion expressed to others, because you get in your own way trying to say it right. And if you can find that place in your heart just to communicate what there is for you to say, freehand draw your mandalas, then you'll be most surprised at the results. I will bless you and leave you with that. And Claudia, it's your turn. Would you like a message, madam? I lost Claudia. There she is. Yes. Are you thinking about getting a tattoo? No? Okay. So I will put this in the realm of symbolic. So I've got you looking through a book of tattoos. And it's almost like what you're trying to do is mentally try on the different tattoos to see if it is something you would like. But the beautiful thing about what you're doing is you realize that when you get a tattoo, it's pretty much yours for life. And if you get a tattoo that's really cool today, you're sitting there worrying that it's not going to be cool tomorrow, that you won't like it tomorrow. And it's a quite interesting place you find yourself in, because I'm seeing you 1 foot on the side of the fence that says, yeah, get a tattoo. and 1 foot on the side of the fence that says, but what if I get the wrong tattoo? And in this case, anyone else's opinion who's looking at the book with you doesn't matter. It really is a matter of you allowing yourself, take a deep breath, and really find what you want to do next. Because where you're at right now is at a place where your next 2 to 3 choices will set up the steps that will allow you to get to the place you want to go. He's saying 12 months to 2 years from now. So you're really looking at short term, do I get the tattoo? But that concern in the back of your mind is what about 2 years from now? So allow yourself to really get present in the moment and really sense and feel and trust that you do know best. And regardless of what anyone else says, trust that you know best, because you're the one walking the path to get where you want to be 2 years from now. And I'll bless you and leave you with that. And Juliana, would you like a message? So Tao Chuan Ling steps very close to me and shows me the image of you going through it looks like a storage closet or a storage unit or something like that. And as you're going through it, you find a piñata. And the piñata is in very good condition. It's been in a box, it's been properly cared for, it's been in a proper temperature. But you look at it and you're wondering and you're curious, what's inside this piñata? And why the heck is it in your closet? And you're kind of curious, but you're also kind of mystified about how it's there and just the whole backstory behind it. And Tao Chuan Ling reminds you that a long, long time ago, when you were a very young person, you created this piñata, you filled it with all your favorite things, and you tucked it away for safekeeping. But then life started lifing and you forgot about it. And the interesting thing about it is you've come across this way of thinking, these ideas, these places of these remembrances, for lack of a better word, because you're really at a place now that you are safe enough, skilled enough, and experienced enough to see what you tucked away so long ago, to understand what it really means. And so you got this piñata, have your own little party, bust that sucker open, see what's in there, and whatever you find, cherish it, because it is really parts of you that you kind of tucked away for a long, long time until it was safe to bring them out, and it's safe to bring it out now. So enjoy it, have a little party to yourself. And everything you find in there is directly related to you, your journey, and kind of allowing you to close several chapters from long ago in your past so that you have blank pages to open to start writing the next couple of chapters. And I will bless you and leave you that. And Claire, would you like a message? I can't see your face, so yes? Okay. Your Native American teacher steps very, very close to me. He didn't have any problem getting down here from Oregon. And what's interesting is, and I haven't seen one of these since I was in Mississippi way, way long ago. He's got a flying squirrel. And this flying squirrel is perched on his shoulder. And every now and then hops off and does this little gliding thing, and then turns right around and comes back to the Native American. And he definitely has a healing shaman, medicine man type vibration. And he is reminding you that he's reminding you of the healer within yourself and how often people hang around with you and come back with you because of that healing part of your nature. And he is specifically right now wanting to acknowledge you, especially since things have become not normal, and that's his words, not normal, allowing people to be themselves and go through what they need to go through. And he wants you to extend that courtesy to yourself. Really allow yourself to become grounded in whatever you experience going through all of this stuff. And knowing that you'll always land on your feet and you'll always be moving forward in your life. And especially in the realm and the context of being a healer and a medicine woman and someone who makes others feel well, even though you don't know exactly how you do it. And the last part of the symbology of using this flying squirrel is a reminder that the squirrels don't really fly, they just glide. And they use their unique characteristics along with their design to give the illusion of flying. And the reason that's important right now is a reminder to you that healing is simply an illusion, but is very real. So allow yourself to kind of be caught up in the mystery and the joy of like watching a flying squirrel. And at the same time, realize that the squirrel flying is you, but the medicine woman is also you. So you have everything together in that. So anyway, I will bless you and leave you with that. Okay, while you're figuring that out, Judy, can you unmute and say yes? You'd like a message?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Excellent. And Catherine, I'll come back to you as soon as I'm done with Judy. I think she's the last one. I think you both are the last ones. All right, Judy. Okay. Are you familiar with signal flags on ships?
I'm aware of them, but not what they mean.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of this message. I've got a box by your feet of all of these signal flags. I've got a flagpole, and you just keep on grabbing stuff out of the box, running it up the flagpole and see what happens. And especially when it comes to personal relationships and those close to you and those that are around you on a regular basis, you're sending them false signals. You've got a confidence that you exude confidence, but you don't feel confident. So you keep on sending up these flags and hoping it communicates, but it doesn't really, because you don't know what the heck the flags mean. So especially now and until the new year, now until New Year's, I want you to take time to really understand what signals you want to send rather than the signals you hope you are sending. This is specifically in the area of vocation and work and with close family. So take a little while, write in your book, write in your journal exactly what you want to communicate, what do you want to send, who is the essence of Judy that you want to share publicly. And then once you get that figured out, run that up the flagpole and say, this is it, kids. Take it or leave it. Bless you and leave you with it. This is me. Problem is right now, when you run it up the flagpole, you hope that it's received properly rather than know it is what you're going to offer. Slight but subtle difference. And I will bless you and leave you with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us today. One of the things I'm committed to is helping people find spiritual solutions to life's problems. And we have several resources for that. The first is our own wit and our own knowing. The second is our own intuitive knowing. And third is our spirit guides and teachers. And the last two, our intuitive knowing and our spirit guides and teachers, require us to learn the language of spirit. And the language of spirit is energy and vibrations. It's very subtle in nature and feels completely different than our other rational, logical thinking. And Stoic Mediumship, Spirit360 Fellowship, and Spiritualism is about understanding the subtle differences between our thinking, logical and rational in nature, and our intuitive knowing and our language of spirit. So having said all that, I want you to look at something you want to have true next Sunday on November the 1st that's not true right now. So think about something you want to bring about this week, something you want to accomplish, something you want to be different next week than it is right now. Now do a quick test for reasonableness. Does it make sense you can get this done in a week? If so, go for it. If not, adjust it just a little bit so it's manageable and within your scope of reality that it can come about. You don't have to know how it's going to come about, but you just need to know it's possible. And holding that intention that it is indeed next Sunday when we get together, true for you. Allow yourself to take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, I want you to see that that is indeed true when we meet next Sunday. And what's the feeling you have when that truth is a reality? Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel happy? Do you feel relieved? Do you feel joyful? Whatever that experience or feeling, projecting yourself in the future of having that complete, that's your way of being. That's your intention for this week. And living this week in that intention, I invite our spirit guides and teachers to step very close to us during the week to help us open our eyes to see where we can fulfill this intention. Open our ears that we may hear what we need to hear and comprehend in fulfillment of this intention. Open our minds that we may truly comprehend what it means to have that intention fulfilled. And most importantly, to open our hearts that we may give and receive love freely as we walk our path and take our actions toward fulfilling this intention, especially with ourselves. And together we say, and so it is. So with all that, I want to thank you for joining us. It is indeed my pleasure to be here with you. And I love each of you and look forward to growing together with you spiritually.